So how is the press going to react to Donald Trump's new strategy in Afghanistan? Now, he claims he's not going to tell us how many troops he's sending in, but that's nonsense. We already know we know the exact number, 3,900, as CNN reported. We've told our 39 allies there's going to be 12,000 troops overall. And so we know all those details. Now, the media has been pretty tough on Trump, to be fair. They really have. But whenever it comes to war, they sing a different tune. Now, first I'm going to show you Brian Williams. This is when, not during Afghanistan, but when Trump decided to launch missiles against the Syrian government. Here's what Brian Williams had to say.
We see these beautiful pictures at night from the decks of these two U.S. Navy vessels in the Eastern Mediterranean. I am tempted to quote the great Leonard Cohen, I'm guided by the beauty of our weapons. And they are beautiful pictures of fearsome armaments making what is for them a brief flight over to this airfield. What did they hit?
So even his guests had to remind him, you know that when they land, they kill people. So take it easy with all the talk of the beautiful weapons. And at the time, oh my God, the press turned on a dime and they all went and said, oh, yes, this is the moment he became president. More war, yes. So how will they react this time? Well, it's not as universal as it was during the attack against the Syrian government, but there are definitely those in the press who were celebrating this. I mean, after all this time, we're still talking about a pivot and how he's going to become president. Anyway, Philip Rucker from the Washington Post tweeted, tonight is a new President Trump, acknowledging a flip-flop and talking about the gravity of office, history, and substance. Whenever they go to kill people and spend more defense contractor money, all of a sudden, that is the gravity of the office. Way to go, Donald J. Trump. 16 years of war is not enough. Give us another 16 years. And all of a sudden, the Washington Post, which has been savaging Donald Trump, turns around and goes, bravo, bravo. Now, he doesn't speak for all the Washington Post, to be fair, but he is a writer there. Now we're gonna go to Fox News and Ed Henry. Ed Henry, keep in mind, is not one of their opinion hosts. He's supposed to be a straight news guy. And to be fair to him, this is what a lot of mainstream journalists do whenever there's war. But here he is, beside himself with joy about the new war that Trump is expanding. It's not the new war, it's a very, very old war that he is now expanding. Watch.
This is a president giving his first major foreign policy address. He's talking about war and peace, and he's talking about finally winning this war, by the way. Here's the bottom line, one word, leadership. He stepped up to the plate tonight. He had a rough week last week, and he said, I am going to show leadership. He admitted that basically this is a flip-flop. That's not easy for any president to do, especially this president who likes to show that he's tough, right? He said again and again, before he was running and when he was running, going back to at least 2011, get out. And he said, if I'm elected, I'm out. Enough with the money, enough with the lost lives, enough with the misadventure. But he said, look, I got behind that desk in the Oval Office and I was elected to make tough decisions. This is a tough decision, but he kept using the other word, not just leadership, win. We're going to win. Big picture here. It was a leadership moment for him. He stepped up to the plate big time.
God, these guys on TV drive me crazy. Believe it or not, I use all my willpower to try to not call them stupid. Because look, come on, let's break it down. This is leadership, it's leadership. But wait a minute, it's leadership no matter what he does. If he decided to withdraw, that would have been a tough choice. And all the mainstream media would have been like, oh my God, what are you doing? All these people are gonna now be without our leadership in Afghanistan, without our guidance and counsel and our defense contractor making billions of dollars. How could you do this, right? But that would have been a tough choice and it would have been leadership. No matter what he decided, it's leadership. So saying that is a nonsensical talking point. And then he says, now remember, the important thing here, guys, is now we're going to be winning. Oh, are you kidding? I mean, is that a joke? We've been over there for 16 years. At the end of this troop edition, we're gonna have 12,000 troops there. Before we had 150,000 troops there. Obama had 100,000 troops there as well. So all those troops didn't lead to winning. Now the 12,000 is going to lead to winning? And Ed Henry, what the hell are you talking about? What does winning in Afghanistan mean? You've had 16 years to figure it out. And no one on TV can still tell us, or no one in government can tell us what winning means in Afghanistan. So for him to come out there and be like, oh my God, I am a straight news reporter on Fox, and I'm here to tell you, this president cares about winning. Oh, for Christ's sake. How silly, how preposterous. You didn't define it, you didn't say anything meaningful. Just like, way to go, Donald. Now we're going to be winning. That just makes you, I can't help it, I tried. But that makes you as stupid as Trump. Well, we're not going to be losing anymore. It was a mess before, but now we're going to be winning. Okay, so then Ed, I'll keep you to account on this as well. For every once in a while, we'll check back in and see if he's winning in Afghanistan with his great leadership. I've got a rock solid prediction. You could put it in stone, Ed. We're not gonna be winning a goddamn thing in Afghanistan. We tried for 16 years, and even then, none of our leaders defined what winning was. And we can try for another 16 years and we won't quote unquote win. They don't even know why they're fighting us and why we're fighting them. As I quoted earlier in the show, 92% of the people in Kandahar and Helmand, the two provinces where we do most of the fighting, have no idea what 9/11 is. They just say, you're in my valley, I fight you because you're in my valley. People every once in a while come into our valley and we fight them. So the longer we stay in their valleys, the longer they fight us. There is no winning that war. All these guys on TV with all their pomp and circumstance, just filled with nothing but vapid talking points. And God, they love them some war. Nothing they like more than endless war. It's sickening. If you like this video, you probably like independent media. The best way to support independent media, become a member of the Young Turks. tytnetwork.com/join.